Welcome to Beyond the Campfire, the Dead by Daylight podcast, where we dive into the stories, secrets, and strategies behind the horrors and heroes within the fog. I'm Dogbomb, and I am joined with my co-host, Lemon. Hello, Lemon.
Hi, Dogbomb. How are you?
I am very hot. It is very hot in the UK at the moment. I am warm and sweaty and hot. How about you?
I don't really have the confidence to say I'm hot. So I'm slightly warmer than normal, but my apartment is very, very cold. So I'm still wearing my winter, what are they, loafers,
Mm.
indoor shoes.
Mm. I
Yeah.
wish I was in a cold place right now. That sounds like bliss. But I am drinking lots and lots of cold water, and I am keeping myself cool, and we will get through this week's episode.
Good to know.
Last week, Lemon, we didn't ask a question each. We had one question because we covered the news last week, and the question that we asked was, what are people's thoughts on the news? All of the news from Dead by Daylight. What are you excited about, etc.? And normally at this point, I would ask you for your opinion, but we kind of said our opinions last week. We spoke on it
Yeah.
and all of that. And we'll talk about Jason because Jason has been released. We'll talk about Jason after we've heard from other people's comments. So we had a comment from MIDI Junkie, which simply said, "We need a Moomin killer."
No, thank you. Please
Are
don't.
you, are you sure?
I want to, if we ever get a killer like that, I need a
Hmm.
veto that I can jump out of any game with just a killer. That
Really
is nightmare fuel.
that scary for you that you would have to
Yes.
DC? Wow, that's
Yes.
incredible. Okay, well, that's a no to you, MIDI Junkie. I'm so sorry. No Moomins.
Mm-mm. We also have a comment from Beefaloni, who was not this last week, but the week before content creator. And they are looking forward to the visual updates.
Oh, yes, me too. Me too.
So, yeah, I'm so excited for the weather.
Yeah, I'm excited for the weather. Saying that, I hate the current weather. So, yeah, any weather change at the moment is good for me. Raging Samurai said, Halo mentioned, respect increased. Halo is my favorite game. No, it's not my favorite game. It's one of my favorite games. Halo 2, I have very fond memories of. Love all of the news. It seems like DBD is getting the revamp it needs and the tools to keep the game fresh long after official updates end. Oh, that's an interesting take. Long after official updates end. Sort of casually theorizing that they might stop
The
updating Dead by
end?
Daylight. I don't. I think that's a long way off. I hope that's a long
Mm,
way off.
oh, I
That's
think it's,
interesting. That's
yeah.
interesting.
Also, as they have been showing up at HorrorCon in the UK and TwitchCon in the Netherlands, I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel like it's because it's going to be a dead game.
Mm, I think you're right. Paladin Hex left a comment which said, finally caught up after binging the previous episodes this past week. Just wanted to say, keep it up. I just started playing again a few weeks ago. Super excited to see Art the Clown coming to Dead by Daylight. Now, we said last week neither of us were particularly excited about it. I've still not watched the movie,
Me
but
neither.
I will at some point. But yeah, I'm seeing very mixed opinions on Art the Clown. Seeing a lot of people excited though, so that's good.
Mm.
Shadowloo said, this has been an unexpected episode and a great one. Was not expecting the Maurice Law and glad I heard it. Thank you.
Aw.
The news is such a mega dump. We are eating well this year, but I'm looking forward to Art, the new Rift, new skins, especially Negan and Eddie the Huntress, and of course Scooby-Doo. But the new modes and graphics and designs is very intriguing. Can't wait for next episode. Yeah, all exciting stuff. The more
Mm,
cosmetics, the better. I think. I know people pay for them, but it's the way the big game keeps going. It keeps the game financially stable, and also you don't have to buy them. The cosmetics don't change the game in any way. So yeah, cosmetic me up as far as I'm concerned. I don't buy them all, but I buy those that interest me. Zombie Slayer 315 said, found you guys about a week ago and started listening at work. I'm finally all caught up.
you
What
listened to
the
all of that in a
heck?
week?
What the heck? GG's. They continued. I've been playing DVDs since the start and have always been interested in the lore. So I'm super happy to have found this podcast. Thank you. You guys are amazing. Stop it, you.
So are
Uh,
you.
in terms of the question, I'm really happy with everything that got announced at the event, but I'm most hyped for the graphical updates, although I am a tiny bit worried that it might ruin the art style of the game. I sort of agree, Zombie Slayer. When
Mm,
I saw especially the animation of Kate going on Hook, it immediately made me think of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I remember seeing that game and thinking it looks amazing. But there is a kind of style about Dead by Daylight that I like. I like that it's a little bit older, I guess. And yeah,
mm.
we'll see. We'll see.
Also, it's a bit cartoony, or
Mm,
not cartoony, but without being too real
too
looking.
real. Yeah, yeah. You don't want it. You don't kind of don't want it to be too real
Mm,
because otherwise it could just be a bit gross.
like the Moomins.
And we did have one comment on our very, very first podcast. I feel like a lot of people have started listening to us in this past week, Lemon.
Yeah.
Um, we got a comment from Jordan Denny, who commented on our very, very first one. It just says, I like Dwight and I love his perk, leader. So thank you, Jordan. I hope you continue to listen and eventually reach this one and hear your name read out. Thank you so much for the comment, and thank you to everyone for your comments. Keep them coming.
Mm,
We love to read them, and your follows, and yeah, keep it going because it's very exciting to us to see that we're
it
having new
is.
listeners. News wise, this week, Lemon,
Yeah?
there is very very little.
Oh my god.
Jason is out.
Yes.
So they announced all the big news, and now Jason's out. What are your thoughts on Jason?
He's alright.
Cool. Moving on. No,
I
he's
have
all right.
I have not played as Jason because I
Uh-huh.
do not play killer.
Mhm.
I have played against him quite a few times. Yeah,
Do you find him overpowered, or do you find him
I have
fine?
found him slightly overpowered
Mm.
with the spear thing.
Mhm.
Um, it just felt a bit much with him
Mm.
moving around the way he does
Mm.
to pallets or windows or and then the spear. Yeah, but I think he's just a character we need to learn how to
I agree.
get around.
I find myself beating him in chases and stuff more
Mm,
recently. I did go through a period, especially quite early on, of like crouching around and walking super slow in the fog. And I've realized that that really doesn't help that much.
mm,
Um, it feels like it does because you don't get into chase, but actually, he always finds someone in the end.
yeah.
And you might as well be working on gens or doing something useful
Mm,
in that time when he's in power. So yeah, I like him. I like him. I have played as him, and I don't think he's overpowered. I think some maps lend themselves to him quite well, and others don't. Um, the Sheriff's Badge add-on is quite overpowered, where it lets you regress the generators when you're in power. That's a little bit strong, I think. But
mm.
we'll see. We'll see. And this week, the day of the podcast release, actually, is the release of Shane Wigvass.
Oh.
Wigvass coming out this week. So he is our new survivor. He has 3 perks. I am not going to go through them, but they have released them in this week's notes. They are called Wide Open Throttle, lend a hand, and cross-examination.
What
He
was the
sounds very
first one
interesting.
called?
Wide open throttle. He rides a motorbike, and the throttle is the speed on a
Oh,
motorbike.
okay.
Yeah, kind of exciting, and a very interesting character. I'm looking forward to seeing them. Also in the patch notes this week, they have announced more details on the event, the Black Banquet.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, so this comes out on Thursday as well, same time as Shane, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm just going to read from the notes. It says, "You are cordially invited to the Black Banquet, where you are free to experience the finest dining the fog has to offer. Join our prestigious guests and take your highly coveted seat at the table. A luxurious evening of decadence and gluttony awaits. Event matches feature a main course and a dessert, with each one offering a unique gameplay experience to feast on. Main course takes place from the start of the match until 4 generators are complete, or 1 survivor remains. And the dessert is after the main course until the end of the match. That's interesting. That's interesting. This is
Can
this
I
is not part
can I
of
book a
the.
table for that?
It's exciting, isn't it? So yeah,
Yeah.
so at the start you get a thing called the main course, and then after, when you're down to the last gen, you have your dessert. Amazing. Anyway, I'll
Dogbomb,
continue. Yes.
do you have any plans around 5 o'clock my time on Thursday?
Maybe not. Maybe I'm playing some Dead by Daylight? Question mark.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Hmm. Let me continue. At the start of each trial, the menu of the day will be selected and dictate 3 effects that will persist throughout the match. 1. A global effect that persists throughout the entire main course. A personal effect granted to survivors dining on morsels found at dining carts. And a payoff effect for survivors that place enough morsels of food on banquet tables in the map. Killers gain a powerful poison they can throw at survivors or secretly poison objects with. Poison limits survivor sprinting while it's active. The 3 menu of the day with their themes are: 1. Stuffed trotters. Speed. 2. Creamy pasta. Palates and invincibility. 3. Baked camembert. Portals and invisibility. See the in-game gameplay details for more information.
Are we as survivors going to bring the food?
I think so. I think we. No, we have to go and find dining carts, take the food from the dining cart, and take them to the banquet tables. It's a bit confusing. Look, I don't know
It
until we're in
is.
game. But it sounds fascinating. I'm excited, and it's going to make some madcap games, I feel.
Sounds like we are going to do the work as survivors. So it's a bit like the petrol thingy at the blood event?
Yeah, but they're not powering generators. This is a separate thing
Yeah.
altogether
Now we
that
do
we are
take.
doing.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, we will talk about that next week because we'll have played it a lot, I imagine, by this time next week, and getting our free cakes and everything.
Also, this weekend, it should be like 36 degrees here, so I'm just going to stay inside in my ice cold apartment and play games.
Anyway, in the meantime, this week we need to talk about the songs, the scratches, and the stubborn survival of Kate Denson.
In this episode, we are talking about Kate Denson. And I have to admit, Kate is one of those survivors who surprised me the most when I learned about her. Because when you first look at Kate, it's easy to think she's just the country singer survivor. She got the guitar, the cowboy boots, the festival vibes, and she looks like she would be completely out of place standing next to people like Laurie Strode, Charles Manson, or Detective Trapp. But the more I dug into her lore, the more I realized Kate might actually be one of the strongest survivors in Dead by Daylight. And not because she can fight, not because she's clever, not because she's trained, but because she refused to let the darkness change who she is. Kate Denson grew up in Pennsylvania, and from a young age, she loved music. Not the fame, not the money, not the attention, just the music itself. She loved the feeling of bringing people together. And honestly, that's kind of Kate's whole personality. She's one of those people that can walk into a room full of strangers and somehow leave with 10 new friends. Where some survivors are loners, Kate is like a connector. She just enjoys people. And that is actually pretty rare in Dead by Daylight. A lot of survivors have difficult relationship with other people around them. We have Dwight who struggles socially, Jake who isolates himself, Nia keeps everyone at an arm's length, David pushes people away. But Kate is different. She likes people, and people like her. As she got older, she started performing. Instead of chasing some huge record deal, she traveled from town to town playing music. Small venues, festivals, community gatherings, anywhere where people wanted to listen. And that's something I really liked about her story, because a lot of character backstory focus on ambition, people trying to become rich, powerful, famous, successful. Kate doesn't really care about any of that. For her, success is making someone smile, helping someone to have a good evening, creating a memory through her music. But this is also where things starts to get weird, because eventually Kate begins to hear a melody. At first, that sounds completely normal. She is a musician. Musicians get melodies stuck in their head all the time. But this one is different. The tune keeps returning over and over again. She can't quite place where it came from. She can't write it down properly. And she can't stop thinking about it. It's almost like the song is calling her. Now, if this was a horror movie, this is probably the point where we all would be shouting, "Kate, stop following the creepy, mysterious music." But, unfortunately, that is exactly what she does. The melody fascinates her, not because she's reckless, but because she is curious. To Kate, the music is a part of who she is. And imagine being a writer and suddenly hearing the perfect story in your head, or being an artist seeing the perfect painting. You would like to find the source. You want the answers. And that is what happened to Kate. The melody became her obsession. Eventually, she decides to do what she has always done when lives become a bit complicated. She walks into nature. One thing that comes up again and again in Kate's lore is that she finds peace outdoors. When the world gets too loud, she goes somewhere quiet, somewhere she can think, somewhere she can breathe. And the tone is also called back to zero. And I love that phrase, back to zero, returning to a place where all the noise disappears, where everything becomes simple again. And I think a lot of us can probably relate to that. So, Kate's head into the woods, just her, the trees, the fresh air, and the strange melody. Only this time, the melody doesn't fade. It gets stronger. The deeper she goes into the forest, the louder it becomes. Almost like it's leading her somewhere, waiting for her, watching her. And this is where Kate becomes really interesting, because most Dead by Daylight stories are built around fear. The entity loves fear. It loves despair. It loves hopelessness. Those emotions feed the entity. And that is why so many survivors have tragic backstories. But Kate doesn't. At least not in the same way. She isn't running from a trauma. She isn't consumed by grief. She isn't seeking revenge. She is simply trying to understand a mystery. And somehow, that makes her stand out. The deeper Kate travels, the stranger the world becomes. The forest doesn't feel right. The air feels wrong. But the melody becomes almost impossible to ignore. Reality starts feeling thin, like a dream, or maybe a nightmare pretending to be a dream. But here's the thing. Kate doesn't break. She doesn't collapse. She doesn't panic. She just keeps going. And honestly, I think that's one of the most underrated things about her character. Imagine hearing an impossible song. Imagine walking through a forest where reality itself seems to be changing around you. Most people would turn around. Most people would run. I know I would. But Kate keeps moving forward. Be- Not because she is fearless, because she refused to let fear make the decisions for her. There is a theory among lore fans that the entity had been aware of Kate long before she entered the fog, that the melody itself was connected to the entity, that it was trying to reach her, trying to lure her, trying to understand her. And if that is true, I think it's fascinating, because Kate isn't the easiest person for the entity to manipulate. She is actually one of the hardest. Think about some of the other survivors. Many of them arrive carrying guilt, anger, regret, pain. Kate arrives carrying hope, and hope is dangerous. Hope gives people strength. Hope keeps people moving. Hope helps people survive. Eventually, Kate returns the point of no return. The melody becomes overwhelming. The darkness around her grows thicker. The forest begins to disappear. The world she knows slips away. And then she's gone. No body, no explanation, no witnesses. Kate Denson simply vanishes. The next thing she knows, she's standing in the entity's realm. Another survivor trapped in the fog. And here's why I love Kate. Most survivors enter the fog already broken. The entity finds cracks and widens them. Kate doesn't really have those cracks. She's still Kate. She's still hopeful. She's still somebody who wants to bring people together. And I think that's why the entity finds her so interesting. Because maybe the entity doesn't just feed on despair, maybe it needs hope too. After all, despair only works if hope exists first. The fall is only painful because there was something worth losing. And maybe that's Kate's role in the fog. Not to be broken, but to keep everyone else from breaking.
Wow. Very cool. Very
So
cool.
that's Kate.
Do you have any idea, Lemon, why Kate was introduced with the clown?
No, because there isn't anything that kind of overlaps.
Hmm. Well, I found out the reason why Kate was introduced with the clown. So the chapter is called Curtain Call,
Yeah.
and the clown is a performer, and she is a performer. So it kind of makes sense in that regard. But everything else about them, there is kind of no overlap. So in my research, I found out that she was originally intended to be released with Leatherface, the cannibal.
Oh.
So she was originally intended to be released with the cannibal in chapter 5. However, they in the mix of it all being developed, they got the Nightmare on Elm Street chapter, and they deemed that a more popular franchise. So they ru- not rushed, but they brought out the Leatherface chapter half done. Essentially, it came out with
Oh.
Leatherface and not with Kate, so that they could get the Nightmare on Elm Street chapter out on time. The time constraints meant that Kate was held back, and they held it back and then released it with the clown. So Kate is released with the clown.
Oh, because I was thinking about her performing at different venues, if that could have been like a fair where the
Mm.
clown would also have been. But then again, I feel like Kate is more current time, where the
Hmm.
clown is 50 years ago.
Mm. Yeah, very interesting. So I found that really interesting.
Yeah.
I did wonder whether they had in the lore kind of written in the story the kind of interlink, but it doesn't seem like they have.
No. She's just a happy go lucky girl.
I like her. I think she's a strong character. We'll find all that out in a moment, but a strong character lore wise as well. I love the idea of music in the game.
Mm,
I would love to hear some of Kate's music. Is there any like videos or
yeah.
anything with Kate or no?
There is a video clip, and that will show the ending of her in the woods.
Hmm.
Um, so I will link that on our highlights on
Hmm.
Instagram. But that is no music.
I would love to hear what they feel Kate sounds like music wise.
Yeah.
Would you like to find out more about what she sounds like perks wise?
Yes, please.
Kate Denson, a survivor built around movement, evasion, and not being where the killer expects you to be. She is not a healer. She's not a gen jockey. She is a survivor who is vaulting windows, vanishing with her scratch marks, knowing exactly where every pallet on the map is, and already halfway across the map before the killer has even noticed that she was there. Her kit is deeply practical. No flashy mechanics, no complicated conditions, just 3 perks. making her harder to catch, harder to carry, and better at navigating the map. Two of her perks are genuine meta perks. We'll find out about those in a moment. And one of them is one of the most beloved information perks in the game. A little bit of trivia. She has three sets of tattoos. She has a group of flowers on her left arm. She has a flower on her right thigh and a crescent moon on her right side of her chest. But my favorite piece of trivia is that all of her perks have quotes from her own songs in, which I think is a lovely touch. We'll touch on all of those as we go through her perks. Um, but yeah, her strength is not in being caught. And if she does get caught, she is trying to make being carried to a hook as awkward and as time consuming as possible. Her perks in alphabetical order are Boil Over is the first perk. While you are being carried by the killer, the following effects apply. The strength of your struggle effects from wiggling are increased by 80%. The killer is unable to see the auras of hooks within 16 meters. And if the killer drops from a great height, you get 33% of your current wiggle progression upon landing. So this perk has the following lines from Kate Denson's song Boil Over. All of the perks are named after Kate Denson songs. Buck and wild, swing to be free. Your hands just can't keep a hold of me. Which, quotes the perk. When the killer picks up Kate, there is a little tiny boil over symbol that appears so that the killer knows that they are carrying a boil over survivor. And when they drop from the same height as balanced landing, that's when the perk kind of activates its secondary effect. And it will overpower any struggle effect reduction from Iron Grasp. This is it's annoying perk for killers to deal with. Um, any map with kind of elevation, Ironworks, Cold Wind, Auto Haven, it's going to cause some genuine problems if you don't know the hook positions. It can lead to frustration with killers. If the survivor is playing in a swift with teammates who are like rushing or preparing saves, sabotaging, it can really get frustrating for a killer, and can be really strong for a team. I've played against teams where everybody is running boil over and they are going for sabs every time. And ultimately, as killer, you will just drop them on the floor and let them bleed. It's kind of the only thing you can do. Um, it's um, it's a weak perk, which is the annoying part. It's actually quite a weak perk. It doesn't do much beyond make the hooks a little bit more annoying, but it is wildly irritating as a killer. I will be honest, I have ran at a survivor. I have tried to do a whole boil over annoying you can't hook me build, and it's fun, but it does lead to me getting slugged or tunneled out of the game. Her second perk is Dance With Me. When you perform a rushed action to vault a window or exit locker, the effect triggers and it suppresses the creation of your scratch marks for 5 seconds and has a cooldown of 15 seconds. The Kate song Dance With Me has the following lyrics. We find out from this perk. Another show's often runnin'. Dance with me, 'cause there's a storm a comin'. Follow my boots, try to keep up. Dance with me until sunup. Beautiful, beautiful lyrics. Thank you, Kate. Um, yeah, this is an interesting one. It was originally called Footloose. That was the original name of the perk during development, and it has been buffed to extend suppression to 5 seconds. You do need to commit to a fast vault to get the benefit. This can be really good if you want to break chase and there's kind of escape loops. You fast vault and then you can kind of get away. Um, pair it with lithe as well to get away even further. The killer has to then guess which direction you went in, especially if you are healthy and you're not leaving blood marks everywhere. It also pairs really well with quick and quiet, which gets rid of any of the fast vault audio. You can absolutely just disappear using those perks together. And it is also really useful for getting between gens without being tracked. Jump in a locker and then jump out of a locker, and you leave no marks as you run from one gen to the other. That could confuse killers as well. The 15-second cooldown is quite short, so it means you can trigger it several times during long chases often. Yeah, it's a really good chase evasion perk. It rewards you having map knowledge and quick decision making, and it works really, really well when comboed with a few other perks.
Could you please sing the lyrics for the last perk?
Kate's last perk is Windows of Opportunity. This one is really straightforward. Every breakable wall, pallet, and window within 32 meters of you are revealed to you. Um, you've asked me to sing this one, Lemon, and this is the longest one. Let me try. Let me try.
I know.
This is from Kate Denson's Windows of Opportunity. I'm not going to do Kate's voice. Rise and shine, work hard, carve out your name, take aim, pull the trigger, hit the bullseye for fame. Know the value of faith and family, and don't you complain. Open wide your windows of opportunity.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. That's from Kate Denson's Windows of Opportunity. This as a perk has had quite the journey. It originally had a cooldown of 40 seconds that triggered whenever you interacted with any vault or pallet, which made it pretty punishing, pretty useless, honestly. Then it was halved, so it made it 20 seconds whenever you jumped over a pallet. Still pretty useless when trying to chain together a big loop. And now it's been removed completely. It still shows auras for any illusionary palettes, like the Nightmare's Dream palettes, um, and can cause you to still get confused during chase if you are up against Doctor or Nightmare, for example. And this perk is the subject of more heated, is this overpowered Steam forum posts than any other Survivor perk. It is not overpowered. It is just information. Chill out, everyone. It is just information. It is one of the best beginner perks in the game because it teaches you layouts of the maps. Um, if you are really experienced at the game, it will remove uncertainty. You will know whether pallets are up or down. You will know whether windows are available. You will know whether those unpredictable pallets in like RPD, Lurus, Midwich are there. Um, before getting to the pallet, you will know whether it's there. And it can be really, really good in endgame as well. When you're trying to find a safe path to the exit, it will show you what that safe path might look like. This is an exceptional information perk. It's a brilliant information perk. And it is consistently useful. And it makes Kate's entire setup incredibly strong, I think. It's not a perk that I currently run, but it is a perk that I ran when I first started to play Dead by Daylight and got Kate. Windows Opportunity was in my kit constantly. It is one that I've put in whenever they've released a new map to try and learn the new map quicker. So it's good in that sense as well. If you get a new map or they've rehashed a map, you can then learn those layouts and things. So yeah, I would recommend it to new players, but also I would recommend not getting completely used to it and learning the maps without it eventually. Some build combos you might want to try. Maybe you want to try the classic Kate stealth build. Windows of Opportunity, Dance with Me, add into those quick and quiet and sprint burst. Maybe some dead hard if you wish. To let you know the maps and vault fast and vanish. It's very simple. It's very, very effective. And you can get away from a lot of chases that way. Or maybe you want to try an anti carry build. Add Kate's boil over to something like flip flop, power struggle, tenacity. If you get downed, you are going to become the killer's project for a little while. You're going to be recovering while crawling. You're going to be converting that recovery into wiggle progress with flip flop. Power struggle will throw a pallet if they walk through them, or if you crawl under a pallet. And boil over is going to make the whole damn thing a nightmare. It's very chaotic. It's very funny when it works. It will make you get slugged out. Or perhaps you want to run the information build. Windows of Opportunity, add in Kindred, Distortion, Dance with Me. You will have maximum awareness at all times, know where all the palettes and windows are. You will know what's happening while you're on hook. You will know what's happening when somebody else is on hook. And this is a strong solo queue build if you want to make some smart decisions rather than risky decisions. Kate overall is very beginner friendly. Windows of Opportunity, particularly, is one of the best learning tools. It's going to help new players learn maps much, much faster. And two of her perks, Windows and Dance with Me, are broadly useful. Boil Over is a little bit niche, but it can be powerful in the right hands and the right maps. Otherwise, it's pretty much useless. And she is a she's not a sweaty player really, other than Boil Over. Boil Over can start to edge towards sweaty playing, but the other perks are not. Just clean, smart playing. Her perks have aged incredibly well. Um, for the sort of age of the game that we're at, Windows is still consistently one of the most useful perks in the entire roster. Um, so yeah, she is definitely a good survivor to consider if you're looking to increase your survivor roster and get some useful perks. Do you have any history with Kate or her perks, Lemon?
With Kate, I do like that she has like a crochet top in the game.
Mhm.
Big, big fan. Her perks? I don't think I've ever used any of her perks.
Have you never used Windows of Opportunity?
No,
That's interesting.
and I don't think I will.
I think you play well enough to not need it, but yeah, I find it
I, f-
strange.
I feel like too much on the map that is like yellow or bright or something. It
Hmm.
just confuses me.
I agree. I agree. It can actually get a little bit overwhelming at
Overwhelming,
times with
yeah.
so much information.
So, no,
Have you never tried boil over?
no.
Oh my god, we need to get you
But
a boil over build at some point.
but I want to now
I
after
think
you
that might
told me about it.
I think that might be one of our after game missions.
I think I need to get adept on Kate.
I think maybe you do. No, I think you need to build a kind of anti carry build. I think you need some boil over flip flop action in your life.
How about adapt first and then we can be naughty survivors?
I'm excited. I'm excited. So yeah, she's very, very, very fun to play as, or at least her perks can be fun, especially Boil Over is a lots and lots of silly fun. But it does, if you're an experienced killer and you see Boil Over, you simply are like, right, I just need to watch them in the future and possibly get them out the game quicker. Because it can be very annoying, especially when they are with a Swift. I've had a full Boil Over squad, as I said, and it's frustrating as heck.
It sounds filthy.
It is filthy. The good for a killer, the good thing is that they're not doing generators because they are just trying to have this stupid fun with Boil Over. So yeah, we'll see. We'll try it and we'll see if you get slugged out like I
It
always did when I did it.
it sounds like a shit show.
Every week, we like to pick a creator from the world of Dead by Daylight who we've enjoyed and we want to let people know about. And this week, we've made the pick of Bill's Ashtray. Bill's Ashtray. Do you know of Bill's Ashtray, Lemon?
No, I don't, but it sounds like somebody who smells. I'm so sorry, but the smell of a ashtray, ew.
No, they don't smell. I'm sure. I'm sure they smell amazing. I've never met them in real life, but I met them 2 years ago, I want to say. We bumped into each other in the fog, Bill's Ashtray and I. She um, was primarily a TikTok player
Oh.
then and has only gotten onto Twitch this year, I believe. They
Mm.
did come onto my Twitch stream back then, but they weren't streaming. But now they stream. They stream a lot more. These days on Twitch. And that's where we'll point you towards twitch.tv/Bill's Ashtray. They are not a Bill main. They used to be a Bill main, but now they play a whole bunch of survivors. And I actually, most recently, have seen them playing a lot of Kate, which is one of the reasons why we are leaning towards Bill's Ashtray this week. UK creator, and they are primarily a Dead by Daylight creator. Pretty much everything I've seen from them has been Dead by Daylight. So I would say go and check them out. We will post their link in the show notes and you can enjoy their content. Just tell them that we send you.
Yes, please.
Lemon, who is next week's character?
Ugh, I don't think you want to know.
Oh, I do. Please tell me.
It's the spirit.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I told you.
Horrible, horrible. Not looking forward to that week at all.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you again to everyone who's commented this week. Thank you to everyone who continues to listen and all of our new listeners. We appreciate you. We do have a website, beyondcampfire.com, where we have links to all major podcast platforms and where you can find us and where you can follow our socials.
I just want to say, it sounds like we have the nicest listeners in the world from the comments.
If you haven't hit follow on your listening platform yet, please hit that follow button. It really does help the algorithm to point other people in our direction. Lemon, do you have any questions for our listeners this week?
I do.
Oh,
Have you ever played an instrument?
ooh, getting to know the listeners deeply.
Yeah.
I also want to get to know the listeners. My question, it's specific, but I'm going to broaden it out. My question is, do you have a Dead by Daylight tattoo? Or would you ever
Ooh.
consider getting one? And I would
Oh,
like to
that's a
broaden that
good
out
one.
to any video game tattoo. Does anyone have any video game tattoos? Please let us know in the comments. And while you rush off to quickly cancel your laser removal surgery, remember, play safe out there and don't get